It is now looking like this election has become a royal rumble of the states. Real quick before this video begins, it would mean the world to me if you suplex the subscribe button, maybe leave a like, a comment, share with some friends if you think it's content worthy of people knowing about. Now back to the video. First we have just Texas suing, I believe, I had it wrong last time, but I believe it was Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin, and Georgia for mishandling their election. And of all the things to happen, I never had expected this to happen, but now we have even Alabama and Louisiana backing Texas's lawsuit to the Supreme Court. I mean, come on. As if things couldn't get any crazier, this was the last thing I would have ever expected to happen. It seriously is a royal rumble. I've read reports that other states have joined in as well, and I actually do think that one more state has been listed, but I'm not sure what all of the states have joined so far. But man, it's getting crazy here in 2020. Like, you could not tell me before this election that this is how it would have turned out. I would have thought of anything else before this happening. But, I mean, I'm all for it. Let's just see how things go. So as you might have heard, the Pennsylvania lawsuit was tossed out, and everyone's hailing that as a great win when I believe that was just brought as like a citizen lawsuit. It wasn't anything that, I don't even know that Trump's team had even filed that lawsuit, but this one seems major. It's calling in all four of the states, so it would be one ruling overall, and it would negate all four states. Think of that. And if we get enough of these states to get on board, it's already been docketed, which I believe means that it will be taken into the case and it will be heard out. But man, the one case to rule them all. What will happen? We will find out. This is going to be a bit shorter of a video. I'm actually pre-making this. It is only the 8th still. It's about like 9 o'clock, so I needed to make this just to keep you guys updated in the time that I'm working tomorrow, because I know it's going to get crazy. So we have Alabama and Louisiana attorneys general back Supreme Court challenge of the 2020 election. The states of Alabama and Louisiana joined a last-ditch lawsuit filed to the Supreme Court by Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton on Monday, alleging several key states acted unconstitutionally by changing voting rules amid the coronavirus pandemic. I mean, come on now. You can't tell me you're not excited to see how this plays out. We got 3 states now. It's like a royal rumble of the states, like I was saying. That is crazy. I don't know if this has ever happened before, but man, I'm loving it. We have statements here. It says Louisiana Attorney General Jeff Landry said Tuesday that tens of millions of our fellow citizens in the country have deep concerns regarding the conduct of the 2020 federal elections, adding that the justices should hear and decide the case, which we have joined representing the citizens of Louisiana. Thank you, my good sir. This is what the people want. I can assure you that. The only people who wouldn't want that, like, why are all these people so determined not to allow people to inspect the machines, not to allow a signature audit? Like, of all the things, if this was the most fair, most honest election of all time, as people like Raffensperger claim it to be, what's the big deal with allowing people to inspect what happened then? It makes no sense. That's just sort of, it makes no sense. I'll leave it at that. But on top of that, we have not 2 states, a third one joining in. And as I said, I actually went to their Twitter pages, though, to check, and I think that there was even another one that I might be missing here. It might be Missouri or something had joined in. Crazy stuff. Man, I'm about to call Ohio's Attorney General too, get him on the phone and say, hey man, you got to join in on this. We need you. Says Alabama Attorney General Steve Marshall said in a statement, said his state is committed to the fight to ensure election integrity, and that the Supreme Court's decision on the lawsuit will instruct me as to how the state of Alabama will proceed in our fight to ensure election integrity. Finally, some people with some actual kahunas, some people who are actually going to go in there and do something and say something about it. And I wonder if it wasn't planned, because the Pennsylvania Supreme Court lawsuit was just sort of tossed out with a one-liner, as people are saying on Twitter and stuff. They're making fun of it. Ooh, it was dismissed with ease. But then you have Texas with this surprise one, pretty much tag teaming someone else. The person comes in from underneath there with the chair from underneath the ring. That's Texas right now. They're pulling the chair out from underneath the ring, and it's just like, What's coming next? I don't know. Someone's getting thrown through the cage, I guess. So this is the Alabama Attorney General, and he states the unconstitutional acts and fraudulent votes in other states not only affect the citizens of those states, they affect the citizens of all states, of the entire United States. Every unlawful vote counted or lawful vote uncounted debases and dilutes citizens' free exercise of the franchise. The state of Alabama will continue to pursue any legal remedy available to protect her people from such disenfranchisement. Both our rights and our public demand it. My good sir, you get the Admiral salute. One for you. Now, not everyone gets those unless you watch till the end of the video, but Attorney General Steve Marshall, you get it this time. Says the lawsuit, which has been called insane by some legal scholars — I'd love to meet these legal scholars — follows a string of lawsuits filed by Trump allies and independent attorneys who allege improprieties in the election, like counting ballots from underneath the table. What normal processes that we do around here in Michigan, deleting the software and the actual statistics that were kept afterwards. Normal processes. We do normal stuff over here on this side of the land. And the lawsuit filed by Texas Paxton argued that changes to voting rules in battleground states ahead of the 2020 election opened the door to election irregularities in various forms. The suit lists Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan, and Wisconsin as defendants. And like I said, I brought up the changes to the Georgia election just earlier today. They're insane. You don't even have to match signature verification. What made what's his name? Brian Kemp. What made Brian Kemp magically change his mind from being so against these different forms of voting? He was for signature verification, and if your stuff didn't match, the government filing gets thrown out. Until around 2019 in April, he magically changed his position, and he was all for it. That's all he wanted, was to allow no signature verification. Sort of an odd flip there, but that's not an impropriety. That's not an irregularity at all. Normal stuff happens around here. It says here, trust in the integrity of our election processes is sacrosanct. I knew what that word was. And binds our citizenry and the states of in this union together, Paxton wrote. Georgia, Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin destroyed that trust and compromised the security and integrity of the 2020 election. The states violated statutes enacted by their duly elected legislatures, thereby violating the Constitution. By ignoring both states and federal law, these states have not only tainted the integrity of their own citizens' votes, but of Texas and of every other state that held lawful elections. Their failure to abide by the rule of law, casts a dark shadow of doubt over the outcome of the entire election. We now ask the Supreme Court to step in to correct this egregious error. My good Sir Paxton, I forgot to give you one earlier. The Admiral salute. Everyone knows it's worth a lot. It's the utmost sign of respect. The suit argues that it's statistically impossible for Joe Biden to win Pennsylvania, Georgia, Michigan, and Wisconsin. The Georgia Attorney General's office rejected that suit, saying Paxton was constitutionally, legally, and factually wrong about Georgia. So I'm not sure about that last part. I'm not sure if he filed the suit to Georgia, it got rejected, and it went straight to the Supreme Court or what, but yeah, that must have been what happened. Yeah, the Georgia General's office. Yeah, so that must have been what happened, but I can't believe it. I can't wait to see what even happened. I mean, come on. I'm already too excited for tomorrow to know what happened. Like I said, you're going to be watching this on the same day. I'm obviously going to be staying posted with it the whole time while I'm working, so hopefully I'll be bringing a banger video about it when things go down. And one of the anomalies, this is just something to add on top of this, all right? Don't leave yet. Don't leave the video yet. If you know what bellwether measures are, they're statistics that pretty much never point to the wrong president. And what would you say if I were to tell you that Biden defied nearly everyone except for one little tiny one, where in these bellwether counties that almost always, as I said, like the failure rate is like 1%. Almost 100% of the time, they are right. Biden won 1 out of the 19 bellwether counties, and he lost every other metric, every other bellwether state. He lost everything. Ohio, Iowa, and I can't remember the third one, but look it up, seriously. Statistically, Can't say impossible because nothing's impossible, but man, if Joe Biden were the one to do that, he would have to be the greatest president of all time. Imagine that. Joe Biden. Dude didn't even campaign, did nothing. But yet he gets 80 million votes, defies all logic, beating all the bellwether metrics, every single one of them. And yet he wins by that many votes. Right, you did, buddy. I'll see you later, Sleepy Joe. I'll see you back when you're back in your basement, because we're coming for you. Alright, well, that'll be it for this one. Just a little update here real quick. Make sure to watch my video later in the day, because I'm sure it'll be a banger. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.